Good afternoon, ladybugs and yellow jackets. Welcome to this Sunday's episode of Handmade Home Shopping here on Fae Productions. I am your host, Fairy Princess Lolly, and I'm glad to be back with you guys today. Yesterday was my birthday, and I had quite the fun day of going and getting new nails, actually. So that was its whole thing. Yes, and then the gentleman came and got pedicures with me and let me choose out colors for their toenails. I might show pictures of it on Wednesday's show because it's really kind of awesome. But first things first, of course, please hit the like and subscribe button. Ring the bell on YouTube if you would like to get notifications of our future shows. We do 3 shows a week: Handmade Home Shopping, Author Reads, and Fae News. So, and also we do drawings at 2 of our 3 shows every week for cool gifts and prizes. So if you would like to be automatically entered into all of our drawings all the time, you can join our Patreon at any level, and that will put you into every single drawing that we do. Let me please, if you will, also give a shout out to today's show sponsor, which is Manifest Magical Pendants. And these are really beautiful jewelry pieces. You may have actually seen Samantha is the artist behind the business, and she was here on Handmade Home Shopping a couple weeks ago and just does some really beautiful hand sculpted pendants and crystal pieces. And she uses a variety of clay to do those, and then also a huge variety of crystals, lapis lazuli, quartz, tiger's eye, selenite. They're just all kinds of beautiful things. And then she just kind of forms them around, you know, however the crystals speak to her, not unlike woodworking. They just kind of come together in the way that they best seem fit. You can see her work on Instagram. That information is going in the ticker. It will also be in the low bar of the show, so you can find it there. She is on Instagram, and if you find that you would like to purchase one of her pendants, just shoot her a message there, and then things can sally forth as they will. So now is the time, though, for getting the handmade gifts, because handmade stuff takes a little extra time, and if you're looking to shop, this is the time to do it. So with all that said, and our shout out to our sponsor, then that brings us here. Our first vendor did not show up today, so we are kind of skipping one, and we're jumping right in here with Grimbeard. Grimbeard, your beard is actually quite awesome. You look awesome. So, I'm like, you're all Hagridy over there, right? Like, that's kind of.
I love it. Yeah. It took me a while to grow. It took about 3 weeks from nothing to get to this. There's a lot of magic spells involved, and
lies. It took you 3 weeks. That's all to grow that whole beard.
No, this took me 3 years.
Oh gosh, I heard weeks, and I'm like, no. That can't be possible. whatever hair growing thing you have, I want, right? Yeah. I mean, not for facial hair. For other.
I could bottle the tonic up and sell it, right?
Exactly. Yes. So please, if you will, introduce yourself to our audience here at home and give a shout out to your home shows, peeps, whatever you choose, and let's hear about what you do.
Awesome. Well, my name is Andrew. I sometimes go by Grimbeard, usually when people call me Grimbeard. That's the name of my small business, Grimbeard Leather. My main website is grimbeardleather.com. Hey to everybody that knows me. I'm sure my uncle's probably watching at this point. So, hello, Uncle. Thank you for watching. I'm not sure about anybody else, but at least I've got one person that's viewing it. I make handmade leather goods kind of with a nerd twist. I love making things for nerds. You can kind of see in the background if I slide over a little bit. All this leather stuff in the back is stuff that I've made for costumes for RenFest, Comic-Con, Dragon Con. I try to go to Gen Con every year. It got canceled this year. A couple things got canceled this year, right? Yeah.
2020 got canceled.
Yeah, that's kind of true, isn't it? Yeah, it's the year of cancellations. but yeah, I make handmade leather goods, if you want to call it that. But I try to keep the nerd vibe on the majority of my stuff.
So how do you define the nerd vibe? What does that mean to you?
Things you would not find at Walmart. So things like dice bags.
Okay.
I make field notebooks, journal covers, things like this.
So if you would please, because we want to look at all of your stuff, hold it nice and close to the camera and let it be still for a moment so the camera can really focus on it. So
close enough, or you make it closer? Maybe
a little closer. That looks like kind of like Star Wars.
That is Indiana Jones. Kind of hard to see. It's got the pyramids in the background.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. And what is this?
So this is a field notebook for like a little field note journals. You can also put a passport in it. Yeah, it's just a little pocket size notebook that you can keep things in. I have bigger ones that are like A5 size, so you can see kind of the size difference on these. These larger ones will hold bigger notebooks. This one has the Lord of the Rings design on it, and then on the end of it, it's got the sword, Aragorn sword. So, and then the inside has a couple flaps. If you're familiar with Silverwing Armory, they do campaign notebooks. And I made these specifically for Silverwing Armory to hold their campaign notebooks on the inside. We actually just wrapped up a collaboration between Grimbeard Leather and Silverwing Armory. So that's what these were made for. But they also happen to fit an iPad Mini and any A5 standard notebook that you can get from Walmart or Hobby Lobby or what have you. So
these are kind of perfect for covering up your electronics when you're out at LARP or doing your cosplay or whatever. And they're good guy gifts too, which I think sometimes it's hard to shop for the gentleman, right?
It can be. It definitely can be. I try to make them for anybody. Like this one is more popular with females. Probably because of the color, but it's the same type of thing. I just haven't engraved on this one. I do these with trying to get it focused on the camera with black or white stitching on them.
Oh, okay.
And then again on the inside, it has spots for cards. This is the flap over here that would hold the journal, and then on the inside you've got two huge flaps, and you can actually fit an iPad Mini inside of that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, these are used for my original plan for these were for D&D campaigns, just for you to put your notes in and hold those. But they kind of work for a lot of different things. I didn't expect it to work with an iPad. So.
Well, so now that the one that was previous to this one had that sword on the spine of it, and then the Lord of the Rings. So, do you have a selection of various designs that you are able to? I don't know how you put them on there, so I don't know what word to use.
I use a Glowforge. I use a laser engraver. So once I've completed the whole design, I'll take a laser engraver to the leather. So this is one of my minimalist wallets. And once I've completed this and I've stitched it and I finished up the edges, I throw it on the laser engraver and do stuff like that. So that's the Fellowship from Fellowship of the Rings.
Yes, I totally can see that one. I'm like, I know that silhouette.
So stuff like that. So I've got a Fellowship of the Rings one. This one's kind of like it's Bigfoot, so just kind of a goofy one. Yes. X-Files, kind of hard to see on this one, but down in the corner under the ship, it says "I want to believe" on it. It's really hard to see in the camera. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I actually can't see that.
Yeah, that's a tough one to see.
I can see the ship and all the trees though. So
there's another ship that nerds like. It's from Firefly.
I was going to say, is it Serenity? Yeah, that's what I was going to guess.
Yep. Then this one is
let's see,
Star Trek.
Yeah.
And I try to match up I try to match up the threads too. So if I'm doing one like the X-Files one, it reminded me of Aliens, so I went with a green thread. Firefly, I went with the yellow thread because it kind of matched Jane's hat, which is up at the top. And then the blue, of course, like the command colors for Star Trek. So I try to match up the colors if I can. for board gamers, this one is if you've ever played Lords of Waterdeep or heard of the game.
I have not.
It's a board game based on Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, okay.
And I went to Gen Con a few years ago and I picked up these metal coins, and I had kind of a cool idea for it. I took the coins and I heated them up really hot.
Yeah.
And then I stuck them on top of the leather, and I used a 1-ton press, and I smashed it into the leather over foil. And that was the result, was coming out with the coins. So it gets the details on those coins really well. So just really unique stuff. I like to make one-off things that if you've got it in your pocket, it's the only one. Like nobody else is going to have anything like that. And that's what I like to do.
No kidding. Well, you've got so many things behind you there too. So what else do you have? So pick something and show me.
All right. I'm going to bring the camera up here because there is too much to show.
Okay.
And I apologize. I'll try to do my best here as I'm looking. So up here.
Just be sure to, the best way to do this will be to pick a thing, hold the camera still in front of it, and then move to the next thing when you're done. Like, don't try to slowly pan. Just show us the thing and then pick the next thing and just go to it.
You got it.
Yep.
All right. So this right here is the top of my wizard staff. So
cool.
the wizard staff is huge. It's 6.5 feet tall. So I probably won't be able to get it in the whole shot.
Taller than me.
So this right here, I'm standing behind the camera, so I apologize. I've got some miniatures up there. There's a time turner from Harry Potter.
Yeah, I see that.
This is my YouTube channel backdrop. I've got a YouTube channel that I'm starting up to teach people how to make leather and try and keep that nerd vibe with it. So this is just like
your YouTube channel. Everybody go subscribe to his YouTube channel. Yeah. What is it?
Please, I'm just starting out. It's a Grimbeard's Academy of Conjuring.
Grimbeard's Academy of Conjuring.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, it's if you go to Instagram at Grimbeard Leather.
Okay.
I've got a link to it in my bio on Instagram. I've also got the Grimbeard Leather Facebook page where there's a link to that on there as well.
Okay. And I'll be sure to do that after the show if I haven't already done it. I often try to do those things ahead of time, but okay. So yes, back to looking at the cool stuff.
There we go. That is my barbarian armor that I made for the Kansas City Renaissance Festival.
That is cool.
Big chest piece.
Yeah.
It's got some smaller things on the side here. This is a bag that I made for it. If I can get it up into the camera angle. There we go. Yes. Just like a pouch. Over here behind it is Sting from Lord of the Rings. I carry that on the belt with it just because I thought it was cool. So back there is Saruman's staff. And then that's my...
this is just awesome.
It's a culmination of a lot of work. So that's my wife's hat that she made.
I was just going to ask her those little mushrooms on her hat.
Yeah, she hand felted those. She's really, really good at that. So, yep. So she made them and just put them around the hat. Her staff is in the background over here. There's a little thing on it. I don't remember where the button's at, but it actually lights up and glows green. But that's her witch staff.
I want to
this down here is the belt that I actually wear with the wizard costume. I just don't have it on right now because you wouldn't be able to see it. But it's got tooling in it from the Lord of the Rings as well. It wraps around and then I painted it gold.
So that tooling is that if somebody wanted something, not necessarily that, but if they wanted tooling, how do they know what designs are available to them to choose from?
Sure, that's a great question. I do. Let me set the camera back down here, and I do a lot of custom work. So right now I'm basically all over the place to be honest. So I'm focusing on Nordic stuff at the moment. That's like a Norse design on one of the journals.
Jeez, nice.
I have friends of mine that a friend of mine named Skylar actually hand drew that, and when he hand draws these designs, I'm able to take the design, so like this. I have my graphic designer that puts them into digital format, and then I put them on leather. So all of these are like hand drawn. They're unique, and this was made specific for this journal. It wasn't something I just downloaded off the internet. So
right.
As far as designs that are available, it's really whatever I have in stock on my Etsy store at grimbeardleather.com. I do custom work. So if there's something you really like, if you want a Firefly design, or you want a Star Trek design, or you want fairies all over the journal, I can do that. And I'm happy to. I love doing stuff like that.
So the best way for people to contact you if they're interested in custom work is through Instagram, through
my website. Yeah, okay. Through my website. Instagram is a great place to do it too. I try to post on Instagram every day if I can. There's some days when I'm busier where I don't get a photo up there, but for the most part, I try to post there every day. Grimbeard Leather Facebook page. So, okay. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So.
all that stuff that's going down there. So now we are coming up here to 420, which is your time. I have also though that you are participating in the magic word, which means that when people purchase from you, if they use the magic word here in the comments at checkout, then they will receive some manner of a little surprise gift with their purchase. Unless you would like to show it to us, you have the option to keep it a secret or to show it. It's
pretty cool. Okay, I'm going to give away one of two things, and it's going to be their choice. I've got a handmade leather dice bag.
Nice.
Made out of a really soft leather. Or if you're the journal type, I've got a field notebook journal with a couple pockets on the inside and a pen holder. And you make a purchase from me, you use the magic word, I'm going to give you either one of those. You can take your pick. Usually I charge $30 for these. So it's a good gift.
That's a cool little gift. Gift. So,
right. So you buy two things, I'll give you two more Christmas presents. Now's probably the time. I've got an abundance of these at the moment. I've probably got about 15 or 20 left. They've got my old logo on it. Which is Clockwork Leather Company. I still do some work with that. It's more of a steampunk vibe, but I rebranded over to Grimbeard Leather. So I bounce back between the two. So if you're looking to get something based on the number of items you get is how many of these I'm going to throw in. So
nice. Well,
my Etsy page.
Yes. So this week's magic word, you guys, is jingle jangle. So that is we always pick our magic word on Wednesdays when we do our we do a drawing on our Wednesday show. So we always pick our new magic word for the upcoming week on Wednesday, and that's what it is this week is jingle jangle. So
awesome. I love it.
Yes. Well, I know you have at least one sub. Also, too, we had a comment out there from a viewer, right here, subbed. So,
awesome. Thank you so much. Hopefully content will be coming out for that, and I'm primarily focusing on teaching people how to do leather work. I'll be selling kits on my website. So if you want to make a wallet or you want to make a journal, I'm going to have the pattern that's available for download. I'll also have the entire kit that you can purchase if you'd like to do that.
Well, that is great, and that's super cool. So with that said, everybody, the information, of course, for Grimbeards has been in the ticker, is in the low bar everywhere that you are probably watching from. And so we will bid you I hope you had a good weekend. And happy Sunday evening.
You too. So thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming. Bye-bye. All right. So we're kind of cruising right along here. Our next vendor is Horse and Round Studio, and I see you down there. Hi, how are you, Kathy?
I'm good. How about you?
I am doing really quite well. I had
Happy birthday.
I thank you so much. Yeah, I had a really fun day yesterday, and I basically stayed away from the internet and went out and did other things, and so it was just fun. So
that's a good birthday present.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. I guess the thing that just made it super special was that it was just kind of silly and fun, and nobody cared. We were like, we can do whatever we want, you know. Exactly. If the guys want to paint their toenails, they could totally do that. There's no rule that says they can't. So so they did, and then it just ended up being silly and fun, and it was its own kind of magic. So
that's wonderful.
Well, please, if you will, introduce yourself to the audience. Tell us who you are, where you're from. Give a shout out to your shows.
I am Kathy. I'm with Horse and Round Studio. Some people know me as the Sheep Lady, or my husband and I collectively as the Sheep People. We bring our sheep to the Washington Midsummer Renaissance Fair and have brought them to, there used to be a little show called Dark in the Park that we brought our little black sheep to for goth sheep. I also done Two Rivers, Oregon Renaissance Fair, several different SCA events, and a variety of things. So I'm a fiber artist primarily. I used to do jewelry, so there are some little bits and pieces that I still do to keep that handy, like some brooches and whatnot. So I also teach. I teach spinning and knitting and chainmail and crochet.
Wow.
And a variety of different things. So,
a lady of many talents. Well, I'm going to turn the screen over to you here. I don't seem to recall that I knew that you did the chainmail, although I can definitely attest to your skill at all the other things.
Yes. The chainmail is I usually have like a couple of shirts out for the kids to try on because they're smaller. Because really, as an adult, if you're getting chainmail for a specific occasion or for fighting or things like that, you really want it made for you. I do a lot of custom work for a lot of different things.
Well, I'm going to turn the screen over to you, and let's see what you have here today to show
All right.
us.
Yeah.
Okay. Begin.
Okay. I have a few different things. I mentioned some of the beading and whatnot. I'll show these up close to the screen. These are little brooches. These are hand beaded. I have a variety of those.
How long does it take to do something like that?
It's difficult because they're a multi-day process because it takes a little while. I do use glue to hold it in place until I do the beading. And that just makes it more secure for the end result.
Gotcha.
So I also have a variety of hand-painted, hand-painted drop spindles.
Whoa, those are.
So this is an early form of spinning yarn. You may sometimes see me doing at fairs doing the spinning wheel as well.
I love drop spindles. I find them to be very zen, right? But I'm terrible at my yarn is just terrible. I just like to do it.
It's called novelty yarn.
Yeah, novelty.
But I do have a huge variety of different spindles, and these are all hand painted by myself, and a couple of friends help me occasionally as well. So we do have fun painting those. So I also have one last knit sheep for sale.
What is that?
He's just little lonely black sheep. He's tinsel and he's very, very soft.
Look
He's
at
a very
that
good
little
shelf sitter. So speaking of yarn, I have a variety of different kinds of yarn. Some different colors. I do have some natural colors as well. I have alpaca, and I have one last skein from one of my own sheep. This is from Cambridge.
And so, I mean, you guys have your own sheep, and you shear your own sheep, and then you take that and you hand dye that wool as well?
Well, this is actually a natural color. This brown is the color that he actually is. Oh, wow. Yeah. That's cool. But it overdyes beautifully too. I've overdyed it with green, and it looks like burnished copper.
What does that mean, to overdye?
So basically, typically when you think of dyeing yarn, you think of dyeing white yarn. Yes. You're still overdyeing at that point, but with the darker yarn, you're adding color to the color that's already there. Okay. So that's kind of what that means.
It's just so impressive. It's like from the sheep all the way to the finished product. You do all the things.
I do. And I do sell fiber as well. Oops, I think I need to get up for this so I don't fall over. I have a variety of colors of wool, and I also have natural wool as well. And this is ready for spinning or felting. Nice. I have a whole rainbow on the website. Yeah.
I know. I like those colors.
I tried to pick colors that would show well on the screen. So, what else? I do have all these shawls. Shawls are wonderful.
Real still for a second. So, okay. It looks like it's got a pattern on it.
This is a triangle shawl.
Yeah.
It's difficult to tell. It has sort of a quilted basket weave kind of pattern on it. And it's in the texture as well because of how it's knitted. And this is wool. Well, actually, this one is a wool and acrylic blend.
Okay.
So it's very easy care. You can actually put this in the wash machine.
That is literally what I was just going to ask was how do you typically wash these things? And also, do you like pre-wash them in order to get extra, how is the dye affected by the washing is my question.
So for everything, I always recommend washing in cold. For things like this that are hand knits, I recommend washing on gentle. If they are a natural material like wool that will felt, wool or alpaca, I do recommend hand washing. But that's really easy to do because all you need to do is put it in a bin with just a little bit of detergent and cold water and let it soak and then dry it flat. You can squeeze it out with a towel. I actually have a blog post on my website that describes how to care for your hand knits.
Oh, nice. And your website is currently going, I have the wrong magic word on your ticker. I just noticed that. That's okay. But magic, it is in the ticker right there. So it's also in the low bar. So horse-round.com.
Yes. Yeah, so I have a blog post there. I also do have a post for meeting each of the sheep. So you can actually read about our individual sheep. They all have names. They're all very, very well cared for, to the point that I often get asked if my boys, my wethers, are pregnant.
Your what?
What did you call them? Wethers.
What, like WETH or something?
Yeah, WETHER. It's basically a ram who's been fixed.
Oh, wow. I'm learning so many things today. I had no idea that they call them just sheep.
Yep. So the boy sheep are rams until they're fixed, and then they become wethers, and then the girls are ewes.
Okay. Now I know.
At least that's what we call them in the States. There are a whole other bunch of different terms in England and the UK, and because then you have to learn about tups and yows and stuff.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know. Those sound like Star Wars animals.
Right, exactly.
Something that's running along in the desert. I don't know.
I have 2 hats left. One of the things is a set that I have. This one's really cute. It is a hat, but it has a ponytail hole.
What?
And it's actually a drawstring. You can make it tighter or looser if you want. If you want to make it bigger for a messy bun to go out, or if you just want it smaller for a ponytail. There's a cowl that goes with it if you want. They are sold separately.
Oh man, those are like my colors.
Yeah, but if you buy the 2 together, it's $10 off. I don't have a coupon code for that, but if you buy the 2 together, I'll basically figure it out on the back end to refund the $10.
Cool.
So, and the colors are fantastic. It's this beautiful fuchsia and gray, and they're cotton.
Yes. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you don't have to worry about them being itchy or anything like that if you're sensitive to wool.
That is, I love your idea on the top of that hat. I've never seen anything like that, and I'm like, hey, that is the kind of hat that I need.
They are so much fun to wear. So, and then this one's really nice for the holidays. It's this beautiful, sparkly garnet shawl. I don't know if you can see. It's hard to see in the camera. You can kind of see it. But, yeah, it's this beautiful, sparkly shawl that's a deep, like a brick red or garnet color. So, really nice for the holidays.
Definitely. And it's like the warm clothing season, and I do like my scarves and shawls and clothes and all the things. The
other thing I really like are the cowls, because they're like scarves you can't lose.
Right. And
So
that is the thing.
yeah, exactly. Oh, and this one is almost deep enough to be a poncho. You can also pull it up over your head so that it's a hood.
Yeah, kind of blocks from the rain or something if you find yourself caught in the rain.
Or even help with the wind or something like that. If you're, because we've been having these wonderful windstorms lately.
That is, weather everywhere is crazy. So, oh gosh, we've gone over our time. It is 4:34. Okay. I was just going along doing the thing. All right. Well, you are up for the magic word as well this week. And so you want to show it, or do you want to keep it a surprise?
I have them right here. Ooh, okay. So the little magic thing that you'll get in the, if you order with the magic word, are these little ornaments. Here, I'll bring them a little bit closer. Yeah, there we go. They're little sheep ornaments, and they're wrapped in a little bit of hand spun yarn, different kinds of wool, and they're flat pack. So they actually, you can actually put them in a card. You can take that stand off.
Oh, cool.
And put that in with a card if you want. And they have hangers. Cool. So I've heard from some people that hang them in their craft rooms, or you can hang them on a tree. They're extremely lightweight. So yeah.
Nice. Well, those guys are super cute. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Did you have anything else that you wanted to say before we let you go this afternoon?
I don't think so, but I will be starting a YouTube channel. I don't know if it's in the tick or not, but you can actually get to it from my website as well.
I don't actually think I have a YouTube channel for you in the ticker. Okay. What is the name of your channel?
It's Horse and Round Studio.
Horse and Round Studio. And
yeah, you should be able to find it if you search for that, but it's also linked from the bottom of my website.
Okay, very cool. So if you guys get a chance, throw some support. Go give some like and subscribes over there to Kathy. So thank you. Yes, thank you so much for coming on the show, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening.
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to get out of the rain.
Bye-bye. All right. Whew, I'm sorry. I went a little bit over time. I hope you will forgive me. I see you down there, Rhiannon. Hello, how are you?
Hello. Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I am doing well. You look cool. Like your makeup is on point today.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I mean, I guess I suppose that it normally is, but today it just seems a little extra. So, well, if you will, please.
I made it extra for you.
Oh.
What was that?
I was going to say, I know you've been on the show before, but please, if you will, introduce yourself to our audience and tell us a little bit about you and what you do.
Yeah, so I'm RhiannonWillowfae. I am a fairy connected psychic and Akashic Records reader. I've actually been focusing more on the Akashic Records recently. It's actually really cool because I've always been a really big history buff, and then now getting to help people like kind of find their place in history with past life readings is really fun because a lot of times I'll recognize when I'm reading somebody like, oh, this happened during this time of history and this was happening in that area, and so it's really interesting and fun.
Well, so if you will, walk me through. I don't know if you brought cards with you today that you normally do the readings with, or other materials. So do you want me to turn the screen over to you to show the things? Or
yeah.
Okay, here we go. And I was just going to say, kind of walk me through what it looks like, the process of getting something like this done for people who have never had that before.
Yeah, so for an Akashic record reading, I will have the client send a recent unfiltered picture of themselves, as well as their birth date, time, and place. Because I do I look at the astrology as well to kind of match up why they chose to be here now, as well as how that like relates to the past. So that's how I start. And then I actually use a pendulum for part of my work, so that I can really pinpoint dates and things, as well as how many lives and things like that. I'll show you my pendulum because she's really pretty. And I actually think the person who made it has been on the show. But there's my pendulum.
Ooh, it is really pretty. She is really pretty, yes.
Yeah, she's and very, very, like, I've used a pendulum since I started working with started growing as a witch and finding out my psychic abilities and things. And so it's my like go-to tool for the most part because I have used it the longest. But yeah, so
sorry.
So that's what I kind of look at. I like to give people a pinpoint of each time period that they lived in. Some of the times can be a little bit mushy, I like to say, because I do read if you are a fairy soul or a dragon soul or one of the other, creature-y things that we can be. And fairy time isn't the same as our time. So
that is so true. I arrive exactly on time everywhere I go, but everyone else thinks I'm late.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of how how when I'm reading about like someone, if say someone, their origin life was as a fairy, a lot of times the timing of that is not 100% accurate, but it's going by what was going on in the human realm as well, so that it kind of like I can match it up. Just because I've learned, through years and years of doing this, I've learned how to do that. But so I don't ever give dates with fairy origin lives as the start date, because I learned that it's not always 100% correct, that you may have been alive during that time period, but that might not necessarily be the one that you were like originated in, if that makes sense.
Yes. Well, it does to me. I was going to say, speaking of things making sense, could you just really, really quick for the audience, define what an Akashic record even is? So, because that term is a little esoteric.
Absolutely. Yeah. So an Akashic record is your record of your past lives. It is where it's basically like, it's not written, obviously, it's in the spiritual realms, of where your, things that you've done in the past are recorded, when you lived, what you did, why you chose those lives, and what karma, as well as what lessons you learned in each of those lives could be. And I do try to cover as much of that as I'm given, because you do have, there's like this added layer of if your guides don't want you to know something, they won't tell me. So I can get a lot of information, but sometimes there's certain things that you have to kind of learn yourself as you grow. So especially if I'm reading for someone who's kind of at the beginning of their spiritual journey, a lot of times I won't get as many details, but I'll get details enough to lead them on the breadcrumb, like the trail.
Right.
So that they know what direction they're going, so that they're not just like, wait, what? And then, as I mentioned, I also try to give a little bit of why you chose to incarnate in this life and what gifts you bring to that. And I do use my Proud Fairy Oracle. Oop, there we go. My Proud Fairies Oracle, which looks like this on the back.
Oh,
that's Indy. He's a nice friend. To kind of like get a little bit of that breadcrumb trail of why you chose to be here now, what you chose to do. The reason I have people send an unfiltered photo is I've always joked that my superpower is being able to read someone's soul just by looking at their picture. And I can tell fairies the fastest because I'm a fairy soul myself. So It's fastest for me to just be like, you're a fairy. But yeah, I can of course read anybody. But it's kind of, that's why I have a picture sent, because that way I immediately can be like, oh, this is what you are. I know what I'm working with, instead of having to ask extra questions that I didn't have to ask because I could just look at your picture.
Great. So, okay. So another question, if I may, what is the difference, for those who may not know, what is the difference between oracle cards and tarot cards?
Right. So traditionally, an oracle card is anything that doesn't follow the traditional tarot pattern, which is most often seen in the Rider-Waite Smith decks. So if it doesn't follow that pattern, it's almost always going to be categorized as an oracle. Sometimes oracle cards are more of pull one card and you get a beautiful message from it. The Fraud Fairies Oracle is a little different in that it actually reads like a regular tarot, but with different beings coming through rather than looking at just the symbolism of the pictures as you would in regular tarot. So regular tarot is usually very symbolic and being able to pay attention to the symbols and the patterns in the cards, whereas oracles a lot of times are more intuitive. That's a lot of why I use the Fraud Fairies Oracle more often than not, because I can connect to those fairies and receive their messages and be able to relay that, as well as knowing what their personalities are like and how they relate to the people I'm reading to.
Do you have options of decks if somebody was interested in having you read from a particular deck that they could maybe choose? Or
I do, yeah. So as a rule, if I'm just doing a card reading, I do ask people, would you prefer a regular tarot or the Fraud Fairy? And when I do events, I actually ask my cards which ones want to go with me, to kind of feel out whatever the crowd would like. So there are times where I bring my regular tarot deck if it's more mainstream people that aren't as into the esoteric. And if I know that people are already connected to witchcraft and the occult, then I'll a lot of times more often bring my Fraud Fairy deck because I know that they'll be open to it. But for the most part, yeah, I do give people options. And yeah, there's my little link tree with all of my readings that are available currently. But yeah, I give options for card reads. I'm actually not offering card reads except for specials right now, because I am trying to focus on the Akashic records as well as healings and things like that.
so there was another question that I wanted to ask here. People often, I have discovered, seem to understand things like tarot or oracle as telling the future. And I'm curious if you can explain, because I don't really think that that's actually what's happening. I mean, that's from my experience. So what is it that you're doing when the people, like when they ask the question and you're getting the answer, what is actually taking place there? Do you understand what I'm trying to ask?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
So for myself, because I am an intuitive reader, I do tell people that whatever answer I'm given is still based on their free will, that it's not, that even if I'm giving you direction for the future, that it's not set in stone, because we all have free will and we can make our choices. So I do make sure to tell my clients that if we are doing a future reading, which a lot of times I am doing more present readings, most of my clients ask present questions, or again, past questions, because I am an Akashic reader.
Yes.
So a lot of times I'm more so reading the present, but there are times where I do have readings that people are asking me about the future. And in those, I do explain to them that this is what the energies are saying it could go in that direction of at this moment, but you still have free will. You still can choose what direction you want to go and whether that will happen or not. And of course, there's certain things that are, out of our control, but, other people's actions. But for the most part, being able to recognize that this is a really great tool for growth. I mostly use tarot for growth, and figuring out paths and what direction to go in. And most of my clients do as well. Most people come to me looking for, like I said, present answers, not necessarily future answers. But I do like I have certainly predicted some things in the past that I'm like, oops, sorry.
We were literally just talking about this, I don't know, like 2 hours before the show, because a couple days ago I had this dream. I was like, you know what? My channel, I was having this dream that haters were going to come and comment on my channel, and because haters would comment, it would be controversial, and then it would cause other people to like get into a fight in my YouTube comments, and because that happens, people are interacting with my video, and that would bump me up in algorithms, and then people would see my channel, and then suddenly my channel would explode with new subscriptions, right? I literally had this dream. This is not even a joke. Today I woke up, and I am not kidding you, I had like a paragraph novel on one of my videos from over a year ago, and somebody was, and I was like, I think the hate, here they come. I can't believe I had this dream like 2 days ago, and now here it is. It's like it's beginning.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, I'm sorry. That was just like my fun little. I had to interject that, I guess.
Okay.
So we're coming up on time here, and I do have you down for the magic word. And I'm curious, do you want to keep the thing that you're going to give for the magic word a secret, or do you want to share it?
So what I'm going to give is a pendulum reading. I will do for the magic word, I will do it as an add-on to whatever someone books. So in addition to whatever you book, you will also get a pendulum reading, and I'm going to do it for 5 to 10 questions, which normally my pendulum readings are 5 or less questions. So I'll do 5 questions for you. And pendulum readings are really great for yes and no questions. But sometimes my guides interject. So they'll give reasons behind the yes or no, not just the solid yes or no, unless it's, just a solid yes or no.
Right. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show today, and your information is all contained in that little link tree right there that's going in the ticker. Of course, also in the low bar. Magic word, jingle jangle. So, yep. And these are also one more quick question. If somebody wanted to give this as a gift, like to buy this for someone else, how would they do that? Would they just purchase from you and leave a note, or shoot you a message somehow?
Yeah, if they could just if they want to give it as a gift after payment, you can either send it in the payment with the note, or to double check, make sure I get it. You can just send me a message on Instagram or Facebook, which are both in my Linktree. Okay. And just send me a message and say, I'm purchasing this reading for so-and-so. And then maybe if you could, in case I'm not connected to them, connect with them, just so they're not like, who in the world is this?
Right. What's happening right now? I don't even know.
But yeah, I can definitely do gifts. I love doing gifts. All
right. Well, enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening, and thank you for being here with us today. So,
thank you. You too. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. We're moving on to our last vendor. I see you down there, Virginia. Hi. Oh, I cannot hear you. Are you on mute? Nope, I cannot. You're definitely on mute now. My suggestion when this happens, this is not the first time, is leave the studio really quick and come back and see, because this literally happened to me at the beginning of the show. So just leave really quick and come back, and we'll see if that resets it. Ooh, okay. Well, while we wait for her to get back, just as a reminder for you guys, please hit the like and subscribe button. It super helps everybody out here. And also, in case you didn't catch how the magic word works, for all of those vendors that we have here, that you see the little mushroom going down there in the ticker, that means they are participating in the magic word. And when you input jingle jangle, such as it is this week, into the comments at the checkout, then they will send you some manner of surprise bonus gift. Although not today, not so much with the surprises, since they're all showing everything off. I think it's because it's Christmas time. So, so yeah, I don't know. Let me see here. I feel like I feel like maybe I can pull up her website and we can look at that really quick together before I'm waiting for Virginia to come back because we could not hear her. So this is her website, and I'm just going to look at it with you guys a little bit while we're waiting. Oh, wait. Nope. I see her. No, I don't see her. Okay, not yet. So very cool items actually here. I was taking a sneak peek at some of her stuff here. And this is her on Etsy. And of course, if you guys don't know, right here, you can always go and give the shops the favorites, which I like to do. But as you can see, she does this really cool kind of natural bone art and these shadow boxes. I'm going to expand this and begin this here. Do I see you down there yet? Nope, she's still not down there. I hope she's not having a technical difficulty. Oh, I think that's her. I heard her. Yes. Da-da-da-da. There you are. Can I hear you now? Nope. I have no sound that's happening here. I am not sure what is could be causing that to happen. Shoot. I was going to look at your website while you were gone with folks. Let's see. Do you have your volume turned up on your phone? I saw you say yes. If you pull down like from the top, I don't know, can you see? No, you can't see me here. Hold on. Let me do this. If you pull down from the top, do you have something in here that allows you to turn on volume-y like sound? Could try hitting the mute button. Maybe it's just backwards and just seeing like it's reversed. I don't know. Shoot. Oh, I heard a sound. Nope, gone. I see you saying hello, but I can't actually hear you saying hello. Well, I'll tell you what. It is for, no, I can't hear you now. I can only read your lips. A little bit anyway. So, can you hear me now is something people say a lot. I know what that looks like. Tell you what, if you want, we'll just wrap up today's show and we can put you on the schedule for next week, but hang around, don't log out, and we'll see if we can try to troubleshoot some things after I hit the big red end button. How does that sound? Okay, so we're having a technical difficulty here with Virginia. We can't hear her for reasons yet undiscovered. So that is a mystery. We're going to try to solve it and get her back on the show with us for next week. Everybody, thank you for tuning in today. And we are on Sunday. This means it'll be Fae news for us on Wednesday. And then, of course, on Friday, author reads. This week's magic word is jingle jangle. Please hit the like and subscribe button for us. Ring the bell on YouTube if you would like to receive those notifications. And I think that with that said, that is, oh, I do have one more really important thing. Sign up for our YULE card. We now have them. They officially came. Of course, they're out of reach. But they officially came, so we have our YULE cards. And if you look in the low bar, the link is tinyurl.com/YULE2020. And we are sending out free Faery YULE cards to whoever wants one. I would love to send you one. So please go. You have two to take your pick from. And there's no cost. They're absolutely free. So it's something that we do every single year. And yeah, go do that. So, and with that said, goodbye, everybody. Have a good night. And we will hopefully see you on Wednesday. Bye-bye. Oh, wait. Oh, no, I see a comment coming in, right? Oh.